It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back, man. Oh my gosh. YouTube family. I'm African out of space again. Yo. Oh my gosh, bro. This has been so. I don't know. Am I the only one that feels like. I yawn is because I haven't eaten, but am I the only one that feels like these playoffs are zooming by so fast? Or maybe it's because like the teams that you don't want to win are like, or maybe just because you don't care why it seems like the playoffs are going by so quickly. I feel like if my team was still in it, then the playoffs would probably feel a lot slower. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Excuse me. But I think this might stir up the fact that we might need each round to be 5 game series. I'm not against the best of three because best of three is actually kind of exciting, but we might need each round to be best of five because these series are zooming, and then by the time you or best of no, actually best of five, I think the semifinals should also be best of seven. Semifinals and finals should be best of seven, and then first round should be best of five. I think that's kind of fair. You know what I mean? Because these, you turn your head, boy, and then, bruh, you turn your head, and I swear, you got a team one win away from the chip. The Aces are one win away from the chip. The Phoenix Mercury are one win away from the chip. I can't, bro. I can't do this, man. I can't do this. But yes, we are on live stream. Please join. I hope we get a good crowd today. I just want to make a couple of things clear on this channel while we're here. And then we're going to cover games three. Yes, games three for the Aces and the Fever. I can't wait to talk about these games, boy. I can't wait to I'm pulling up the stream right now. I'm pulling up the scores and stuff like that. But in the meantime, man, let me just say this. Let me just say this. Why do I can't like what the better chopstick? Let me just say this. If you think that Alyssa Thomas fouled Nafisa Collier, get the I can't cuss. Get the fuck out of the house. Get the fuck out of the house. Get the brother. I don't want to see you here right now. I don't want you. I don't want you people on my channel. Pack your things and leave now. Unsubscribe from this channel here, boy. Unsubscribe from this channel right here, right now. Leave the space now. If you think Steve, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. Steven, get the fuck out of the house. Get the fuck. What should I say? 6 bomber ass pussy blood clot egg. We cannot support you anymore. Leave. Leave this establishment. Leave what we're creating here. If you think that Alyssa Thomas fouled Nafisa Collier, leave this channel. Leave this video. Click off of this live stream. I'm not entertaining stupid ass WNBA fans. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. For the most part, I know my community is very solid, and my community really asks good questions, and y'all ask questions that seek information and whatnot. And I think even though the channel hasn't seen my personal highlights or even lowlights in playing basketball, I don't have like friends like that would record me playing basketball in a scrimmage. But but I think people do understand that my eye is very um um how would I say this? I have a knowledgeable eye, or I have advanced knowledge of the game. I think my community has understood that and sees that just off of the things we talk about, some of the breakdowns, some of the videos you guys watch, some of my live streams. So I believe my community has an understanding of my eye for the game. So I think when we par, like, we can jab and we can chop it up about the game because you all, my eye is respected here. You feel me? So I appreciate that relationship I have with my viewers. But I'm telling you right now, if you think that Alyssa Thomas fouled Nafisa Collier, please leave the premises. I'm not doing it. I already explained when I was describing Coach Sandy and why Coach Sandy was fired, describing the Coach Sandy situation, right? And Jonathan Kolb, whom I want to give a separate specific live stream for, because I was supposed to live stream after his press conference, his 40-minute press conference, I wanted to I wanted to kind of section all of his talking points. I haven't finished watching his conference yet because it's 40 minutes. I haven't finished watching it yet, but I wanted to take everything that he relayed in his conference and match it with some of the things I've been saying on my channel. So you can see that in a way, Jonathan Kolb is reading the game. Shout out, this is what I told you. We give him props. He's reading the game sort of in a similar sense to how I see the game. Now, we might not see eye to eye on all things, but I understand that this man is, I know what his approach is now. He's dog. He's the one. I know what this man's approach is, right? But I'm just, you guys have to understand this, yo. I said in my Coach Sandy video, a lot of people talk, especially in this women's basketball, specifically WNBA space, they speak as if they know what the hell they're talking about. If you think, well, first of all, one, if you think that's a foul, do you understand you're telling me that you've never played basketball? I got reporters, verified accounts on Twitter talking about it's a foul. You have never played basketball. You are just another Stephen A. Smith. Oh, I promise you, it's the easy. I love when these things happen because it's the easiest way to see that this person has never picked up a basketball in their life. Never. What Jazz the Rapper say? Never. You've never picked up a basketball in your life or have played competitively. Where's the teabag so up? Let me tell you this, bro. I've never seen such a clean steal be ridiculed and criticized and analyzed so heavily ever in my life. The cleanest of picks. Why? Because and here's the thing about Coach Reeve crashing out. Coach Reeve wasn't necessarily crashing out about that play. I feel like this is so many people online, especially in this social media era, always do this. You always do this when a big name, not even a big name player, but a coach or a player crashes out, and you think everyone just starts piling on this one event that happened. Meanwhile, the player or the coach isn't really necessarily crashing out about this one event. It's not even that one event that they're crashing out, but everyone piles onto that one situation as if that's what warranted the crash out from the player or coach, when that's not even the situation. You feel me? Everyone thinks Coach Reeve is crashing out about Nafisa being potentially fouled by AT on that play, but that's not why she started tripping. It was an accumulation of things throughout the game. Now, I don't know if she thinks she got fouled right there. Well, actually, what did Coach Reeve did say something about that? I don't know. Oh yeah, she did I think she did say in her press conference that she thinks AT fouled Fee. It wasn't a foul, but it was. She also pointed out that it was a accumulation. It was an accumulation of things in the game, right? And it got her to a boiling point, and then the steal just like just made her boil over. But it wasn't a foul. But now, because Coach Reeve crashes out about that, everyone starts dissecting that play as if that play is complex to. Why are we analyzing a steal? For what reason are we having debates all over social media about the easiest steal ever? That is a perfect hollow out by a defender. If anyone does that, it would be clean. That is a clean steal at every level. And not one level would call that a foul. A defender is hollowing out these. This is how I keep telling y'all, it's so easy to see who plays this sport and who doesn't. How do you hollow out? As in, hollowing out means you're basically pulling the chair on the offensive player. So let me break this down for. I know my community, y'all don't need me to break this down for you, but just in case we have some randoms and some casuals here, let me break this down for y'all. When you hollow out, it's essentially the same as being in the post and pulling the chair, right? So you're pulling the chair in the post. What happens to the player that's trying to post you up? They lose their balance, fall over. You can use that same technique on the perimeter where a player might be looking for contact as they're dribbling, and instead of you being there to match them for strength, you back up. So you're essentially pulling the chair at the perimeter to the point where you're not giving them a stabilizer that they can use. So bump and then turn or whatever, bump and then go up, get themselves back on balance by using you as a stabilizer. You pull the chair, you hollow out, right? You're basically hollowing out. So if someone, let's say they were trying to punch you in your stomach, you're like hollowing, right? So that punch can't reach you. So now as you hollow out, you allow yourself this pocket of space where you can now start reaching for the ball without having to go through the offensive player. It's a perfect hollow out. It's the same thing Drew Holiday did in game, what was it? They went 7 games with the Pacers, 6 games with the Pacers. 6 games with the Pacers. Yeah, 6 in the 2024 Eastern Conference Finals last year. Y'all remember Pacers were bringing up the ball. Andrew Nembhard was bringing up the ball, try to go one-on-one with Drew Holiday. And what did Drew Holiday do? Drew Holiday fell first, right? Got back up, hollowed out, and ripped it with his left hand, right? Because you're moving away from the offensive player, so you have a better angle on the ball. In what world does a player who's moving away from the offensive player so that they can get a better chance at hitting the ball away becomes a foul? People are calling a foul on Alyssa Thomas because Nafisa Collier ran into her. Obviously, Nafisa is going to run into her if she's just dribbling towards that same direction, right? Fee didn't change her dribble at all. She's dribbling to the same direction. Now she's looking for that contact, right? She's looking for that, but that's not there. So if you get the chair pulled on you, same way how I'm posting up and the chair, it gets pulled on me and I'm falling over. Same way how a defender can hollow out when I'm thinking there's about to be contact and now I'm falling over is the same thing that happened to Fee. I can't believe I have to explain this. This is so stupid. Alyssa Thomas pulls a perfect hollow out from a perfect slip from a defender, gets the clean pluck, takes it the other way. Now, a lot of people, I understand they're crashing out too because they think Alyssa Thomas has just been, erratic with the physicality and just, dirty player and whatnot. What else? You're just mad at Alyssa Thomas and basically, raging over the fact that Alyssa Thomas and her team is 1 win away from the finals. I get it, but can you just be mad at something else and not just use this example. It's not even a good example. Not use this situation to get your agenda off. Go use if you find other they're like y'all have League Pass. Go screen record another dirty play by Alyssa Thomas and make that go viral because this one isn't it. This clean steal at every level of play is not it. Go find a different clip. If you're saying Alyssa Thomas is so dirty, I'm not saying she's not, but I'm saying if you're saying AT is so dirty, why don't you find another clip to put out there? This and the crazy thing is, this same thing happened with Alyssa Thomas. What was it in the last round, or was it earlier this? Was it earlier this round, where or in the regular season where she's dribbling and she's just dribbling. She went through the middle of the paint, went through the middle or the top of the perimeter, just splits the double team, is just dribbling. Her elbow comes back and hits the player in the chin. Boom, catches the player. She's just dribbling. You know how many comments I see talking about Alyssa Thomas, a dirty player, she meant to do that? Dribbling the basketball and trying to pick up speed is now being dirty. Like, I'm not defending anyone here. I couldn't give two, about the Phoenix Mercury. I can't, but what are y'all talking about? You guys are you've never played this sport. You have never played this sport. And that is the problem with the WNBA. This is why I really don't care what most of y'all have to say. And I keep saying we need more NBA fans to watch the WNBA because this wouldn't be a thing. The spotlight would just still be on Cheryl Reeve. It wouldn't be on this play. If there were more NBA fans in this discourse, the spotlight would just be on Coach Reeve crashing out. It wouldn't be on this play. This again, I never the fact that a clean strip, a picture perfect strip, is being analyzed as a foul. And I'm talking from these casual ass fans to media reporters. You have got to be kidding me. Nah, y'all tripping, bro. Stop. Please stop talking. Why do some of y'all don't deserve y'all jobs? This is why the WNBA voting is so stupid as it is. Because there are a lot of people that don't understand basketball voting for these same players. Talking about Asia Wilson and Alana Smith are these are the same people. These same exact people that will give Sonia Citron 2 votes for Rookie of the Year compared to a Paige Becker 70. Not saying Paige doesn't deserve Rookie of the Year, but 2 votes for a Sonia Citron lets me know you're not watching. I said that. This is so... I just have to point that out. If you think that's a foul, please get off. I wouldn't miss you from this channel, bro. I would not miss you from this discourse. I wouldn't miss you from this community. I don't care what fan I don't care what your team is. If you think this is a foul, if you want to be salty, you want to be mad or whatever, you don't like AT, fine. But do not use this as your prop. Do not use this as an example of her dirty play. Just because, the end result was Nafisa Collier getting hurt. Obviously, I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Fee, as someone who's rolled their ankle many times, that shit it didn't look good, and I feel it for Fee. But I also, coming from where I'm coming from, and the path I'm trying to go in my career in terms of player development, Fee has never had dribble moves. She's never had dribble moves. She does not know how to put the ball on the ground and counter. I've yet to see Fee go between her legs trying to get to the hoop, like hit a tween, cross, hezzy, in and out. I've yet to see Fee do that. When Fee was playing, God rest her soul, when Fee was playing Gigi Bryant, she was still using the same old dribble moves that she's using now. And guess what it gets her? It gets her cooked now. Couldn't get by Alyssa Thomas. She was getting double teamed, dribbling with her left hand on the left side of the basket. Gassed, I'll give her that. She don't have no dribble moves, so now she's just dribbling the ball the same way, left hand going absolutely nowhere, and Alyssa Thomas rips her and she rolls her ankle. And we're talking about foul. How about we talk about that Nafisa Collier's dribbling has been the same stagnant style, linear piece of dribbling ever since she came out of college, and it hasn't changed. I don't know why I just said ever, but the same piece of dribbling from college that she's had. Same dribble, 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 get to the spot, shimmy, fade away. Is Paige Beckers the only player? You know what? Maybe maybe Paige does deserve them 70 votes. Is she the only player in this league that knows how to hit a snatchback cross? Is she the only player that understands how to utilize a tween? A double tween, an in and out cross? Hey man, you you got it, big bro. You got it, big bro. We busy talking about the foul. How about we talk about the fact that Fee has no dribble moves. Yeah, she in the post a lot. She can fade her ass off, and a lot of times she's fading. She doesn't even need to fade. She just fades because it's her signature shot. But probably wouldn't even be in this situation if she had dribble moves, so that she wasn't fading all the damn time. I.e., end of game two, end of regulation in game two. What was it? 79-79. Fee, first of all, Fee was wide open, hits the left side of the rim. The ball doesn't even get above the hoop. And we talking about foul. I just had to say that. I'm sorry. I can't see chat. Let me just make sure everything's good with the camera. Anyway, moving on. I'm really not even sure what to talk about next because I want to go over the games, but I also want to say this because I want to keep these live streams relatively short to like 35 minutes. We need to talk about how Coach Reeve is coaching her team out of wins, and this isn't her first time. Coach Reeve is a great coach. I'm not even going to talk about the crash out necessarily because I think that's a waste of time. We can get to that later. But Coach Reeve is coaching her team out of wins. It happened in game two. You were up 20. You were up 18. You were up 15. You should have won game two. You lost game two. They were saying, now I'll be real. I didn't see. When they were up 15, I kind of stopped watching in that fourth quarter. I think it was like they were up 15, 6 minutes or 3 minutes left. I stopped watching. I started watching when they said when I got the ESPN notice that the game close. I turned the TV back on just to see them go to overtime and lose off a Sammy Whitcomb 3 because Alana Smith don't want to. Because code DPOY, Alana Smith don't want to stay on her feet on a shorter guard. Why are you jumping if you're big? Sammy Whitcomb doesn't have a shot where she's going to shoot and jump over you. Stay on your feet. What are you jumping for? You're already taller than her. You lose game two because reports from the fans say that she kept the starters out or she pulled the starters too early. I can't attest to that. I can't support that or deny that. I didn't see it. I didn't see that part where she pulled the starters. However, you fold in game two because you lose in overtime. A very winnable game. Up 20. A very winnable game. A winnable game two. You lose that. So you lose your home court advantage in a way, in a sense. Yeah, you do lose your home court advantage because you should have won both those games at home. Go back to Phoenix, and this is what happens in Phoenix. Now, you have a horrible fourth quarter in game two, and in game three, you have another horrible fourth quarter with 9 points in the fourth. For some reason, Coach Reed thinks a double guard lineup is going to be okay. Now, that same player I told y'all about, number 77, Maria Kalindikova, I'm not understanding why Reeve didn't use her as the stretch that she is. Kalindikova can hit threes. And she did in that fourth quarter. Y'all saw she was actually working in that fourth quarter. She's not a bad player. and she can stretch the floor. Fee's having a hell of a time trying to get past Alyssa Thomas because she's getting beat up on the defensive end, but also on the offensive end. She's too gassed on the defensive end to do anything on the offensive end. She can't get by Alyssa Thomas anyway. Have Kalindikova stretch the floor. If they want to leave her or double Fee, whatever. Fee was getting, Fee was out of it anyway. She was getting locked up. I'm going to just say that. She was getting locked up. You have Fee getting beat up the entire second half, the entire game by Alyssa Thomas. And you don't play Alana Smith. You don't play Alana Smith while Courtney Williams is getting 17 points dropped on her head top by Kahleah Copper because she can't hang with Kahleah Copper in the paint. Oh, by the way, hey, New York Liberty that doesn't want to post up Benaja Laney Hamilton against Courtney Williams. Oh, hello, New York Liberty. Oh, sorry, that was Sandy System. Never mind. Hey, Leonie Phoebish that doesn't know how to post up Courtney Williams. Kahleah Copper made how many buckets just by going toe to toe with Courtney Williams? How many buckets and was talking crazy to her too? You got Alana Smith strong ass sitting on the bench, not in foul trouble, while Fee gets beat up in the back and front court. I don't know. That kind of sounded off, but you get what I'm saying. Alana Smith, you got your DPOY. Like, why are we not talking about this on the Crash Out? You got your DPOY, white-tailed deer or whatever y'all call her nowadays. I don't know. Her strong ass sitting on the bench as Kahleah Copper goes crazy, as Fee gets beat up by Alyssa Thomas, as you can't grab a rebound to push yourselves away for the win, because the game was for the taking. Even with a horrible fourth quarter, the game was still there for the Lynx to take. Coach Reeve is coaching her team out of wins. I don't think a lot of people are talking. I don't think enough people are talking about that, because it's kind of crazy to think of. It's kind of crazy to think of that she could be coaching her team out of wins, because she coaches. They win, like the program wins, and yes, they win because she is a good coach. But I don't know. I think she might be losing the clutch factor. She be folding when it comes to the clutch. She's folded a couple of times now under the clutch. I don't know what it is, but it's getting harder and harder for her to finish these games, to close out games that they're supposed to win, to manage leads. She out here looking like you know who. She out there looking like you know who. So, sorry, I gotta take off. I'm sliding all over the place. Coach Reeve has lost games for the Minnesota Lynx herself, her damn self. That needs to be talked about. You crashing out. You want to know why Coach Reeve is crashing out? And what do I always tell y'all? When it comes to close games, I don't want to hear about officiating. No one told you. By the way, Courtney Williams is doing the same thing where she takes the ball from one half of the court, doesn't have any numbers, pushes it and takes a pull-up mid-range jumper while she has no big in the paint and none of her teammates are even in front of the ball. She did that last year, and I told you, I told Coach Reeve, hey, you might want to get a point guard that doesn't do that. Didn't listen to me. Courtney Williams does the same thing again. Minnesota Lynx, they need a point guard, or they just need Courtney Williams to stop doing that type ish. I didn't see much pick and roll from Napheesa Collier and Courtney Williams last night. Why is Alana Smith on the bench, not injured? I don't know. Code DPOY, you needed a rebound, and guess who got the rebound? Alyssa Thomas. Coach Reeve might not be clutch. Coach Reeve might not be clutch, or she's losing her clutch gene. I can't speak to it too much because I've only been following her for the past 2 seasons. She is losing her clutch gene, and it's costing the Lynx games. Now, game 4, they will not have Fee, and the WNBA decides to suspend Coach Reeve. That's egregious. Suspending Coach Reeve? For what reason do you have? If she's playing a game 4 with no superstar, she probably gonna be out the playoffs anyway. What you suspending her for? That's not a technical suspending. The W suspending Coach Reeve for that, I don't think that reaches suspension level, maybe fine level. Fine her up. Suspension for that? Like we've seen so many different coaches crash out. I don't know about suspension. That just seems too enough. It seems there's I don't think there's a qualification for suspension in that crash out. And you know why I think that? You know why I think that? Because 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 they did suspend her. That's why I think that. I think the W is, oh my god, this is such a ghost. The W is such a ghost organization, dog. What are you suspending? So she gets in the face of the official. We haven't seen that before. She goes off on her presser because we haven't heard or seen that before. She doesn't touch anybody. She cusses out a couple of her own fans, I believe. We haven't seen that before. And that equals suspension? Bruh. There's no like what precedent are you trying to set? Sandy Brundello was bawling her eyes out last around this time last year about the officiating. What precedent are you setting? What does suspending do? The Lynx are already missing Fee for game 4. You might as well just let them ride it out. It's so stupid. Is that suspension call is probably the dumbest thing I've seen. But you know what? As a W fan, I've grown to expect stupid stuff to happen in this league. So I actually got the chat up. Lady Nuke. Lady Nuke. Lady Luke dropping nukes. Matthew 4000 was goody. Sorry, I just did pull the chat up finally because it takes a hell of a long time to load up. While Lady Nuke says, Lady Nuke 21, shouts out Lady. She says wild LOL. I'm not even sure what that was referring to because again I've been ranting since I couldn't see this. Matthew 4000, shouts out Matt. The real story should be Fee can't score on AT at all. I mean that's facts. Because the bag ain't that deep, dog. The bag ain't that deep. The bag is not that deep, especially the dribble bag. It's not that deep. It's limited. So how do you beat someone that can match you, that can hold their own, especially strength wise against you? You're not going anywhere. So you better have some moves in your bag that can allow you to operate or maneuver around this player. If Fee had some moves in her bag where she can get AT going, left and right instead of just AT standing up there being the rock that she is, you could probably generate some fouls. You could draw her into something, but what does AT have to guard with Fee? A turnaround fade? Advantage Alyssa Thomas. Paige got the best bag in the league. I'm starting to believe it. Yeah, Loki. No, high key. Paige at this point, she damn near has the only bag in the league. We looking at Jackie Young in Las Vegas. She working for every Chuck E. Cheese coin she can get, boy. Lexi Hull got her out near half court, bro. Dribbling beside her body like Jeff Teague. Yo, Lexi Hull is putting clamps on Jackie Young. I know Jackie's still playing well, but she is working for them. She's working for them buckets, and most of them buckets aren't coming on Lexi Hull. As with Lexi Hull as the primary, I don't know if that sounded off again. I'm on a roll tonight, boy. But as the prime with Lexi Hull as the primary defender, I'd love to see the stats of what Jackie Young is shooting with Lexi Hull as the primary defender, because it looked like hell from here. It looked like hell from here. If she wasn't getting those wide open shots with Chelsea Gray diming her up, I feel like Jackie Young's percentage would be in the toilet, dog. Um, I guess we can leave the links and the Mercury for now and talk about the Fever and the Aces, since we're already talking about them. Oh yeah, I did point this out in my previous live streams. Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Thomas are beating Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier the F up. They are both getting beat up this series. What did I tell y'all about Aaliyah Boston? She doesn't have to do anything but make Asia Wilson's life hell, which is what she's doing. I've told you this before as well. Asia Wilson doesn't like being checked by Aaliyah Boston and doesn't like checking Aaliyah Boston. Asia, I'm trying to help you out. Please watch my videos, my breakdowns. If you want to stop getting hit, so Leah Boston dropped that shoulder. She go back 2 feet. Drop your shoulders, bruh. Lower your center of gravity. I'm trying to help y'all, but all them coaches on your bench, they ain't doing that. But just trying to help you out. We already know. I already told you guys that Asia Wilson doesn't like guarding Leah Boston and doesn't like being checked by Leah Boston because Aaliyah Boston, she's again the dribble moves. If Asia is only going to one side is only going to use one hand, and she's not looking to drive because she doesn't believe she has enough moves in her dribble bag to get to the spots she wants to get to, and she's only using one hand, what does that leave Asia Wilson to do? It leaves Asia Wilson outside the perimeter. Now, I said before the series that this series would be a Dana Evans and Asia Wilson series. Why? Because it's not that Asia Wilson can't make money inside the perimeter and even outside the perimeter. If Asia Wilson has a bunch of catch and shoot middies, I'm pretty sure she should take that. Like, she wouldn't be shy about that. No, she shoots them anyway. And she's a really good set shooter. Like, she catches the ball, boom, can pop the shot. Even with no dribbles, she's pulling up. So I'm saying, I said before the series started, this series would be about Dana Evans and Asia Wilson. Do y'all like my eye now? Do y'all like my eye now? They tried to call me a madman. Do y'all like my eye now? Who has been busting the Fevers behind? Dana Evans has been hooping. Why? Because she is a threat going towards the hoop. She is just as fast as some of Indy's guards. She's going to get those ticks. She's going to get those minutes because you have to play her because she's a fast guard. But every time she's on the floor, her pick and roll threat is way higher than any other guard. It's higher than Jackie's. The only guard that's maybe on par in terms of Dana Evans' pick and roll threat and Dana Evans pick and roll level. What would you call it? What would you call it? Level of concern for the other team is Chelsea Gray. The only guards being feared by Indy, like seriously feared by Indy, coming off a pick and roll to the point of defensive collapse, Chelsea Gray and Dana Evans. And I'd put Dana Evans first because watch as Dana Evans comes off that pick and roll, she's beating Aaliyah Boston on the hedge. I don't know why you're trying to hedge Dana Evans anyway, because I saw her take that one mid-range pull-up. I was like, hey, there's a reason you keep going to the hoop. Hey, there's a reason you gotta go for layups. What was that, boy? That's how you shoot a mid-range pull-up. Hey, you just keep attacking the hoop, shorty. This isn't your area. This mid-range, you hit me up. hit me up. I'll get you right in the mid range. But good golly, the way she pulled that, I was like, is 2017 Lonzo Ball on the court right now? Anyway, she's beating Aaliyah Boston off the hedge, and every time she does it, she's finding success. She's finding the open person. She picked up what, 5 assists, five or 6 assists last night. She's diming everyone. As she beats the hedge, she's able to dime up. She had a great pass to Asia Wilson game one, where she's beating the hedge and she's finding the open player. Dana Evans is the difference. Matter of fact, I'm making that her nickname, Dana the Difference. Or just call her Dana the Difference Evans. She is the difference. I told y'all she would be the difference in this series. And she's cooking. She is cooking. I don't know why Chicago Sky fans thought that Dana Evans wasn't good, but you guys, once again, some of you WNBA fans just don't know basketball at all. You guys think just because your favorite player ain't getting fed that this player is something, bro. No. She's been tough. She's been tough. And she's in the right spot right now. She's exactly where she needs to be. The Aces ran away with it in the fourth quarter. Actually, let me pull up the score. The Aces did run away with it, though. I expected Indy to come out with a little better fight than that, Lexi Hull's doing a great job on Jackie Young. I get it. It's probably hard to beat the Aces when Asia Wilson can play like booty, but I told y'all to expect that because Asia Wilson doesn't understand that she's Asia Wilson's scared of Aaliyah Boston. It's that simple. She's just scared of Aaliyah Boston. Okay, she doesn't know how to beat Aaliyah Boston with her current game. She doesn't know how to beat. I don't know if I want to say scared, but she just doesn't know how to beat a player like Aaliyah Boston offensively and defensively. Defensively, she holds her own really well, but offensively, she doesn't know what to do because, again, the bag is limited. And people will crucify you for saying Asia Wilson's bag is limited, but it's facts. Asia will have a wide open lane to go use her right hand and just pull the ball back and go into a fader. I told you all this. A lot of these players, MVP, All-Star, Rookie, I don't care who you are. Some of these players easy to scout. You're easy to scout. Asia is very easy to scout, bro. She hasn't liked playing against Aaliyah Boston ever since Aaliyah Boston came into the league, bro. I watched Aaliyah Boston body her first game. It was in Vegas. I remember that. I was, I thought Asia Wilson was a little stronger than this. Aaliyah moving people. Once I saw Aaliyah Boston move, now, even though Niara Sabally wasn't in the best defensive stance, once I saw her move Niara Sabally like Niara Sabally was lightweight, I was like, haha. All righty, all right. Maybe them shoulders are kind of vicious. Maybe. Jackie Young dropped 20. The Aces won game 3, 84-72. Jackie Young had 25 on 9 of 14 shooting. Chelsea Gray came through, plus 17 for Chelsea Gray, 15 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Asia Wilson had 13 on 6 of 20. Dope. Kirsten Bell logged 7 minutes, 0 points. Melissa Smith has been playing really well this series, 8 of 13 from the field, plus 15 blocks, plus 16 points, 4 rebounds. Dana Evans, 3 of 5 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line, 10 points, 5 assists, 1 steal. Megan Gustafson had some good minutes as well. Indy was kind of all over the place, 8 of 26 for Kelsey Mitchell. You can't just spam. We understand who the best player on the Fever is, but you can't just spam her, bruh. This was a game where Natasha Howard and Odyssey Sims had to step up. You had Lexi Hull. I already knew this. I had her on my ticket too. I already knew Lexi Hull was going to go crazy this game. 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3 for 16 points. But this was the game that Natasha Howard, some of the others had to step up. You can't just rely on Kelsey Mitchell. She's 8 of 26, 3 of 11 from the field. This wasn't a Kelsey Mitchell game. This was supposed to be the game from Natasha Howard, the Odyssey Sims, the aerial powers. That was your game. That was your game. That was your chance to, really set your mark and at least stay competitive. Games stayed relatively close until like the fourth quarter. But yeah, I think the Aces, there's a chance the Fever might win in game 4, but I believe the Aces have their confidence, have full confidence that they can beat, a little feisty team. So I do think the Aces are gearing up to go back to the finals. I can't believe Phoenix is about to fail up to the finals. Now everyone, complaining about male coaches in the WNBA. Well, you got one about to go to the finals. You got one about to go to the finals with a 5th seed Phoenix Mercury, all because my team just horribly coached. We could have been making a bid for back-to-back chips. Now we gotta watch the what? Now we gotta watch the Mercury go back to the finals. Now the Lynx are used to not having fee. They went about a month without having fee. They know how to figure stuff out without fee, but I think they're missing Dejanay Carrington. It was good. It was good that they had Dejanay Carrington in the mix because you're losing the Fiza Collier, right? Great defensive player and offensive player, but you have a player like Dejanay Carrington to help pick up the offensive and defensive slack. Not having Dejanay too now in rotation is going to be crazy. Can they still win? It would take a miracle. It would take them playing actually great basketball. Hope that Phoenix plays the way Phoenix usually plays. But now Phoenix has the confidence. They're at home. They're going to try and, go ahead and put the Lynx to sleep. So game 4 is tomorrow. Game 4 is tomorrow. We might have an Aces and Phoenix final. I can't believe this, dog. Shouts out to the Liberty. Boy, y'all think I saw a tweet that said no team deserves to win the final this year. No team deserves to win the final this year. Low key, we're Aces fans now. Low key, we're Aces fans now. Good job, Liberty. This is why if y'all still questioning why Sandy Brondello was fired, you see it here now. Good job. Path to the finals was right there. Path to the finals was right there, and you're definitely better than the Aces. Path to the finals was right there. Now you see why she was fired. Game 4 tomorrow, or basically today. 8 o'clock, 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Why is there a game at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in a game? All right, W. This is, yeah, we're going to go ahead and log off. We will be back after game 4. I believe I will live stream tomorrow, probably around like 9 or 10. But that is going to do it for this live stream. I appreciate you all checking it out as always. I appreciate you guys engaging. I'm sorry I couldn't, read chat too much. Old ad laptop, you know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for dropping comments, for watching. I know it's late, Saturday. Everyone's probably doing stuff, having fun. Hopefully you are. Hopefully you are having fun. I'm having so much fun. I'm about to be watching the finals like Bernie Sanders at the inauguration. Just how was he watching it? I'm about to be watching the finals. I'm about to be watching the finals like this. Let's go, Dana Evans. Dana Evans is a bucket, bro. I've been trying to tell you. Bruh. Phoenix and Vegas. We're out of here, y'all. Y'all enjoy your night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's been your boy Hendrix. Stay safe, stay blessed. I'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Somewhere around there. Till next time, guys. It's been your boy. I'm out of here. Peace.